Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick Diddy story. You know, everybody who's anybody is kind of weighing in on the Diddy trial and everything that is going on right now. One person that weighed in, I was a little shocked, right? It's a pastor that I do know of this pastor. He's from New Jersey and an excellent, excellent pastor. And he weighed in with his perspective on the whole Diddy frenzy in this trial and pretty much said that, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to it in a minute, that we're kind of addicted to ratchetness and that no one cares about Diddy or Cassie. He said it speaks to our culture, the fact that we're so involved and intrigued in this. I understand what he's saying. I don't 100% agree or disagree, but my thought process is it is a trending topic. This thing is in our face, okay? Cassie, when she dropped this lawsuit in 2023, I think everybody was shocked. I was shocked. You heard rumors about Diddy, but you never knew anything to this particular level. And yes, I agree. We have got desensitized to ratchetness, and I think it partly started when these reality shows came through, and it was just nothing but ratchet TV. And they say garbage in, garbage out, so to speak. So we're kind of like used to all of this stuff. But the approach I wish he would have took as a pastor, as a leader, as someone spiritual, is to not just tell us how, we're it's a cultural disease and how, we're used to this ratchetness. I wish he would have took the approach of speaking to the people on how they cannot find themselves in said situations. And even though like now we're in the midst of it, we're in the throes of it, how do we protect ourselves, cover ourselves as we intake all of this information? And what can we and should we learn from this? Let me let you hear him speak, and then I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts. And then y'all know how y'all do. Y'all chat with me in the comments and let me know yours. So let me share the screen.
Pretty specific concerns and observations. Number one, I don't think the media coverage and all of the interest and intrigue is attributable to concern about Diddy or his girlfriend. I think this is another example of our addiction to celebrity and our proclivity towards ratchetness. We like hearing the lurid details of what happened to Cassie, and we keep listening and it keeps being repeated over and over and over again. But I think even larger than that, leading up to this trial, we've heard about all of these videos that were taken at these freak-offs. And so the world is waiting to see who's on the videos and who's going to testify. So it's a media frenzy. I heard someone report that there are more media representatives outside of the Sean Diddy Combs trial than there was outside of the Donald J. Trump trial. And Donald J. Trump had been president of the United States. And so I think there's a cultural disease that's feeding into this Diddy frenzy, and it really speaks to the worst of who we are and not a legitimate concern for people or for justice. I have some pretty specific
Cultural disease. It speaks to who we are. Let me say this. One, the reason why the people didn't show up that much for the Epstein or the Weinstein, because if you think about it, there wasn't much pumped in the public about them. Just like now with the what is his name? Mike Jeffries from Abercrombie and Fitch. We heard about it. We didn't hear no more about it. And then they dropped a little seed that, he has dementia, something like that. So then he can't stand trial. But with Diddy, they keep pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping into the media every single minute detail about his case. So it's not us with a cultural disease. I can't just say that. It is the fact that when a black person does something, and y'all know I'm not one to do this black white thing, but we got to keep it 100 right now. When a black person does something, their headlines is they're a monster, they're terrible, they had no upbringing, their mother was ghetto, their father was an alcoholic, this, that, then the other. They give you every single last detail, and they pump it out there because they want to make sure that everybody knows that you are quote unquote a monster. When someone that doesn't look like me does something, oh my God, it's so horrible. The dad left when she was young. This happened. I feel bad. We have seen articles where there was a kid who went to a school, unalived a whole bunch of people, then went hiding. When they got that person, they fed him McDonald's because he was hungry. And then I showed you stories on my own channel, if you are a regular follower of mine, where, a man was already in jail, locked up, and the correctional officers beat him to death. So it's not really, to me, a cultural disease. It's not because we don't care about Cassie or Diddy. I mean, I don't personally know either one of them, but I do have a care into the fact that I think they both needed help. And I think the people that had a better opportunity to show some care is the people that was in the circle and allowed this thing to go on for years and decades. So do I think we like Ratchetness? Do I think we love hearing the lurid details? I personally don't. They're feeding it to us, and that's all the prosecution is feeding to us. They keep feeding us these details. They keep putting out the baby oil. They keep putting out that there was celebrities on these tapes, and it seems to be, I'm gonna say, seems to be lies, because at the end of the day, we don't hear nothing about no celebrity tapes. We don't hear anything. We didn't hear anything about the minors that they kept pumping out, that there was these minors, there was all these celebrities on the tape. But now all we're seeing is stiletto shoes, baby oil, lubricant, and drugs. So I get what the pastor is trying to say, but I don't think it's a cultural disease. I think it is a worldwide problem where if one person looks a certain way, they got a little tan, a little melanin in their skin, they a little darker. When their story gets told, it gets told where it's in your face 24/7 and you can't escape it. And then if somebody else has the same situation, you forget about it the day after they talk about it, because that's the only day that they talk about it. So anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this situation, because it's a huge topic. Like I said, I know of this pastor in New Jersey. I would appreciate it if he would have took a different approach, right? Because I don't think we're so addicted. I think it's in our face. And I think that he should perhaps come back and do another video and tell the people, how do we not find ourselves in these situations? How do we deal with said situations? And if we don't care about Cassie or Diddy, you care, and tell us how we can support, in the level that we're on as spectators looking in. How do we support maybe the Cassies and the Diddies in our lives, right? So anyway, guys, chat with me. I'll chat back. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. I'll see you on the next video.